Wednesday, everybody. I'd call it hump day, but I don't want to get your hopes up. So we're learning more about the raid at Mar-a-Lago. Turns out the feds actually broke into Melania's closet and spent a lot of time in there. Here they are leaving. Oh, those feds are hot. Now imagine if they did this to Hillary's closet. What do you think they would find there? It's true. She's killed more people than Alec Baldwin. All it takes is one. Oh, stop it. Of course, the new angle for the media is that the president raids his opponent's home, but it's the Republicans who pounce. So it's now you who's the threat. Forget people actually trying to kill Supreme Court justices or people shooting cops. They prefer the culprit to fit their fantasy stereotype, which often looks like this. That's not Photoshop, Tyrus. And so they chase possibilities of violence based on words from everyday people reacting to a news event that shakes up their lives. Arresting them for thought crimes can't be far behind, which is something that's literally impossible for our president to be charged with. But remember, to them, words are the same as violence. Meanwhile, real violence, burning down a couple of city blocks, is something you had coming. Ben Collins of NBC actually combed through pro-Trump message boards looking for danger.
Not particularly bright people, but these are people who are ready to fight. These are people who are ready to go, and they've proven it in the past. And now they are ready to fight regardless of if they're being watched by the FBI or not.
I would not be surprised if we see the Department of Homeland Security issue some kind of bulletin that we are entering a heightened threat environment.
Bulletin. Oh, we're going to hell. Meanwhile, here's our favorite spy-screwing, fart-sniffing dope ranting about election violence.
Republicans have recognized that they can no longer win elections with votes, and so they're leaning in hard to try and win elections with violence, and they're fomenting that violence right now. This is who they are now. They are a chaos party.
So it's not the raid fomenting violence, it's the reaction to it. If Swalwell got any dumber, a box of hammers might sue him for stolen valor. Nice beard, though. Meanwhile, Mediaite listed pro-Trump supporters calling for political retribution. So those people are now on the radar, though I doubt they'll hit the streets and burn down affordable housing. No, they're just responding to a shocking act against someone they admire. But expressing anger now makes you a target. It's like when some idiot jumps into a lion cage at the zoo, and this naturally upsets the lion. Then they blame the lion for eating off the idiot's face. That's why I invite Kill Me to the zoo. So the news now is rage. And in a weird contradiction, the press mocks the anger while packaging it as deadly. But I wonder how real those messages are. I mean, they might be, but it's hard to trust anything from these people. I mean, how many informants helped plan the crimes they were working on? It's a good question. Too bad no one will ever answer that.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants actively participate in the events of January 6th? Yes or no?
Sir, I can't answer that.
Did any FBI agents or FBI informants actively encourage and incite crimes of violence on January 6th?
Sir, I can't answer that.
Did Mr. Epps urge them to tear down the barricades?
Similar to the other answers, I cannot answer that.
Why shouldn't you ask that question about that in this raid now? Think about it. Remember all those people who believed Trump was an existential threat?
The existential scandal that has surrounded the Trump presidency.
Because he is an existential threat to those American values.
An existential threat to what the country's nature should be.
An existential threat to our democracy.
He is an existential threat to our nation and to the globe.
He's an existential threat to the future of the United States.
He is an existential threat to the country.
They believe is existential, that they need to unseat President Trump.
Says the expert in getting unseated. Oh, stop it. He's down. He's got a new job. He's got a new job. And remember all the comparisons to Hitler?
We're already dealing with a president who refers to the press as the enemy of the people. That's language that was used by Adolf Hitler.
America's most poisoned human beings, America's Nazis, look at Donald Trump and see their biggest hero since Adolf Hitler.
There is no difference from what Donald Trump is preaching from what Adolf Hitler preached in the early 30s.
Yes, no difference at all, apparently. Someone better alert Trump right away that he has 3 Jewish grandkids. Wow. That is one lousy Hitler. You suck as Hitler. Wow. And someone better alert Donnie Deutsch that he's still a witless. So, too easy. So if they feel that way, why wouldn't they go above the law to take out the next existential Hitler threat? I mean, they did the Russia hoax and buried the laptop story, so why not fabricate a crime again? It's your duty if you believe he's Orange Hitler. And of course, if he's Hitler, then we're all Nazis. To be hunted. It's already started. The FBI already tried to inflate the numbers of domestic terrorists to justify investigations, and then they tried to define parents at school board meetings as white supremacists. Remember Trump supporters being attacked on the streets, people targeted at restaurants? It reminds me of the 2020 movie The Hunt, about Trump supporters being literally hunted in the wild by rich libs, like they know how to hunt. But it may be time to reclassify that movie from horror thriller to documentary. So what's next? If they go after people on message boards, won't that radicalize more people and create more threats? Suddenly everyone to the right of The View is a threat. Which, if I were the Dems, this would worry me. You should now be afraid of your own scare tactics. Because what happens when the Republicans gain power? For us, it'll be like the first time you pee after 10 beers. It's gonna feel like amazing. That might be the best feeling ever. Applause over urinating. But it's the Dems who broke the seal with the raid. Just like 2015, they poked a beast, they mocked a beast, then the beast absorbed all their energy from all those TV spots on Morning Joe and devoured the Democrats like Stelter eating pizza on a toilet. And now their Trump derangement gave all of his critics amnesia, so they forget that persecution leads to retribution. It's cause and effect, like Joe plus coat equals confusion. So, what goes around comes around until the only one around is this guy. And it's like they always say, the night is always darkest before the dawn. Let's welcome